California's housing market just flipped, and honestly, you guys, it's kind of hilarious. If you're flipping in California right now, you're probably feeling the burn, or should I say, the slow roast that's happening in this overpriced market. But in California, it's almost a ordinary Wednesday. Home values are officially dropping, and no, this isn't a temporary hiccup. California's market is in the midst of a correction, and let's be real, it's kind of about time. And I don't mean to insult anybody living in California. Y'all have just been the catalyst to massive price increases all across the country for far too long, and we're tired of it. No, I'm just kidding. But for real. Last month alone, home prices fell by 0.42%, which might not sound like much until you realize that's nearly 5% annually. That's the fourth month in a row of price deceleration. California's been putting on this, quote, everything's fine act, but when you look behind the curtain, it's clear the market's been in a slow motion crash-ish since 2022. But hold up, it's not all doom and gloom for house flippers like you who are living in California. In fact, this might be the perfect time to pounce. Buyer demand in California at record lows. The number of homes being sold is down 40% from pandemic highs, and the market is practically a ghost town. Buyers aren't exactly rushing to make offers on homes because honestly, who can afford them? The real kicker, inventory is skyrocketing. Listings are up 75% year over year in places like Oxnard and 72% in Stockton. You know it's bad when even the notoriously expensive cities like LA are seeing 50% more listings. It's like the housing market is saying, hey guys, we got way too many homes, but we're gonna keep making them super unaffordable anyway. Here's the brutal truth, ladies and gents. Most people in California just can't afford to buy a house anymore. I mean, seriously, you can find a 4-bedroom home in Orange County for $1.2 million, and you'd be looking at a monthly mortgage that's north of $8,000, and that's the more, quote, affordable side. And don't even get me started on the Sunnyvale homes, $2.2 million for a 2,000 square foot house, a monthly payment of $15,000. I guess in California, the dream is to work 3 jobs just to afford the roof over your head. But here's where it gets comical. Renting in California is actually cheaper than buying right now. And that's not something you hear every day. In some cases, it's 50% cheaper to rent than to buy. And if you're not a first-time home buyer, good luck. You're sitting on the sidelines watching this disaster unfold. Now, let's break down the data because this is where it gets fun. In places like San Francisco, buying a home is 147% more expensive than renting. San Jose, a whopping 221% more expensive. And if you're out in Southern California, you're looking at least 100% more expensive to buy than to rent in cities like Los Angeles and San Diego. If that doesn't scream bubble, I don't know what does. But if you're flipping houses in California, the gap between buying and renting is a gift from the real estate gods. This is your chance to buy distressed properties at a discount, renovate, and flip them to investors who don't care about the price to rent gap. They're looking for cash flow, and that's exactly what you should be targeting. Now, don't get me wrong, California's inventory levels are high. Florida and Texas are the only 2 states with more inventory. California is third on the list, and that's not exactly a medal you want to be winning in a real estate market. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time California's housing market has crashed. In fact, California is one of the most volatile housing markets in the country. Remember 2007 to 2012? Yeah, home values dropped 40%. Imagine buying a house for $1 million and watching it plummet to $600,000 in just a few years. And guess what? We've seen similar drops before, and this time's no different. California's real estate has always boomed and busted, and right now it's starting to bust again. So what does this mean for you as a flipper? Well, get ready to capitalize. But it's all about timing. With inventory surging, buyer demand at a crawl, and the fact that prices aren't sustainable anymore, you've got the perfect storm for a buy low, flip high strategy if you know what to look for. Specific zip codes, up-and-coming neighborhoods, you can outsmart the market. Here's where Deal Watch comes in. If you're not signed up, you're missing out on crucial market data that can help you decide where to buy, where to flip, and where to avoid in California. You guys, this is our free weekly newsletter. All you got to do is click the link down in the description below. With California's market heading for a correction, now's the time to capitalize, but you need the right data to make smart moves. Don't sit around waiting for the market to recover. Flip it before prices bounce back. As for California's future, yeah, I expect some more declines. San Francisco could see see a 4.7% drop in prices. In some LA zip codes, we're looking at 8 to 9% declines. But not everywhere is a disaster. In certain Sacramento suburbs, prices could still rise, so make sure to know where to invest or at least where not to invest. Get ahead of the game, subscribe to Deal Watch. You'll have all the data to make smart investment decisions before the market fully corrects. So check it out. Links down in the description below. Stay ahead of the curve and keep flipping smart. California's market may be in a correction, but your flips don't have to be. See you on the next one. Bye.